What's up everybody, and welcome back to another week of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. So now that the summer break has started, you should be seeing these more regularly. I pretty much have said that at the beginning and end of every single episode, but hopefully this time it is true. This week I'm going to be going over some of the mods released based around Fallout 4's Far Harbor that was just released, and I figured it'd be a fun episode in case you guys missed some of them or any of that. So with that, let's get right into it. So first up, we do have the Fishers mod. Basically what this does is add in some of the different models from Far Harbor and making them into animated fishing stations for your settlements. So in the video I show you 3 of the different ones. I don't show you the 2 normal fishing ones. So first and foremost, you have all the nude lady at the fish cutting station. So basically, as you'd imagine, this is where you're going to cut up the fish. Unfortunately, some of the textures got kind of glitched through here. I'm not really sure why, but I assume that'll be fixed in a newer patch. Nonetheless, they still do look really nice. They are all custom animated. We also do have a fish weighing station, and then there is a lobster catcher, which there's no actual lobsters, so you kind of just have to use your imagination a little bit. These basically just add one food to your settlement, and it's just a cool mod to have. It spices your settlement up a little bit, make things look a little bit prettier, especially in some of the Far Harbor settlements. They definitely fit the theme better than some plants, but nonetheless pretty cool. So another what I would consider kind of an essential mod following the new DLC release is Far Harbor decorations, and this does what you'd guess, it adds some of the decorations from Far Harbor. So I kind of show you some of my favorite ones. Obviously we do have some of the different screens, some of the different like spiked wood things, but you also do have some boats which are kind of cool. These are really big. I didn't have that whole mod that lets you place things everywhere, but you should get that because I couldn't place these at any point. But yeah, nonetheless, it's a pretty cool mod. Some of these should have just been added in vanilla. I don't know why they're not, but of course we do have mods to fix that problem, as with many others. The Legendary Modifications mod is actually really common. It's a really popular mod. You've probably heard of it before. Basically, what it lets you do is add legendary modifications to your weapons. Well, with this new add-on, it does allow you to add the new modifications that were introduced by Far Harbor, and add all legendary modifications to Far Harbor weapons. So right here you see me playing with the Harpoon gun. I add the M4 carbine modification, so it uses 5.56 ammo instead of harpoons, which is actually a really cool one. And this mod's not super balanced. There are more balanced ones. Like I'm saying, the edition I'm using isn't super balanced, so you can't just normally add any modifications. Some ways you have to find them on existing guns and stuff, so it does have that nice, you can choose how difficult you want to make it to find the modifications. But again, just kind of a simple thing that you should have in the back of your game. I think it's really useful to do this. I don't necessarily like the legendary modification in the game right now, so this is a nice way of changing it. So the release of Far Harbor actually didn't include everything. For whatever reason, Bethesda decided to cut out a bunch of throwable weapons that were originally included. So in this mod, throwable weapons from Far Harbor, we actually get those added back in. What it adds are knives, buzzsaws, harpoons, electrified harpoons, and explosive harpoons. So I only show you some of these. My personal favorite is the explosive harpoon. I think that thing is absolutely, I don't know, it's just amazing, super practical, super powerful, and I would definitely recommend using that thing. But nonetheless, these add these to the game world, so I spawn them in obviously, but you can find them in the world itself, and they're pretty cool. I mean, like, they're totally modeled by Bethesda. They were included in the game files, just not actually accessible through the DLC. So I don't know if these are supposed to be coming later. I don't know what the idea with these were, but they're pretty fun, especially the hatchets. Did I not say hatchets? I might not have said hatchet, but those things are pretty freaking fun. They do look really good when you throw them on like different models. The buzzsaws are pretty weak, which is kind of a bummer, but nonetheless everything else is pretty good, especially the explosive harpoons, and even the regular harpoons are a ton of fun to throw at different NPCs. So definitely recommend checking this mod out. It's really good for the Far Harbor add-on. So I think this is my favorite mod on the list. The Red Wave is basically a boat that lets you fast travel, and it has storage and a terminal, and it's more or less just a player home that's portable. But this is really, really good for survival let's plays, or even just not wanting to fast travel using the minimap. This is a really good and cool little addition, and it appears at X amount of locations. You can find those in the description of the mod. I personally use it at Castle. You could find it at the Shamrock whatever the last name of that is. It appears on your mini-map when it spawns in, so when you add the mod, you'll find the Red Wave there, and basically, it's not at all the locations. So let's say I take it from Spectacle Island to the castle. If I go back to Spectacle Island, it's not going to be there. Now the boat is parked at the castle. And again, it does have storage on there, so let's say I throw a bunch of guns into the storage container. Wherever the boat goes, that storage is staying on the boat. So it's really well done. It works perfectly, and I love it, and I think I'm going to add it to my normal playthrough anyway. So definitely recommend checking this out. It's not necessarily totally related to Far Harbor. It actually doesn't even work in Far Harbor yet, but it goes with the whole theme of shipping, boats, and all that. So definitely would check it out. He is adding Far Harbor in one of the new updates though, so look forward to that. So the final mod this week is Elemental Harpoon. So obviously the harpoon gun was recently added in the Far Harbor DLC, and well, this makes the harpoons elemental. So as you can see there, you can change them into all kinds of different versions. Personally, I really like the frozen one, the fiery one, and the explosive one for obvious reasons. And yeah, it's a ton of fun. The nuclear one's really strong, but it's not that fun to look at. Like, there are stronger weapons in the game, and it doesn't really give you an effect. It just does more damage, so it's cool, but whatever. So the frozen one is really cool. It freezes enemies, but the only thing with it is it's not that practical because you have a really long reload time with the harpoon gun. So you shoot them once, they're frozen, and you probably won't kill them, so you kind of have to sit there waiting for a second. I guess you can melee them or something, but again, it lacks something. This does go really well with the throwable mod, where you could throw explosive harpoons, like maybe freeze some guys, throw a harpoon. Very fun like that. The explosive harpoons that fire out of this thing are also really cool, so it just adds a lot of flavor to the harpoon gun. It does make it pretty balanced. You have to craft these different mods for it, but maybe a little OP with the explosion type one, because all you need is some frag grenades really. So but still fun mod, definitely would recommend. Let's just say I had a lot of b-roll for this one. I think I spent like 20 minutes just attacking the settlement with them. Obviously the settlers never died, so I just continue going and going and going, but again, a lot of fun. Definitely would recommend downloading this one just to mess around with. So with that, we have another week of Fallout Mods Weekly. Just going forward, I want to kind of give you guys an idea of where the channel should be going, or hopefully will be going. I do want to keep doing these Fallout Mods Weekly every Sunday, so hopefully next Sunday you'll see another episode of these, and yeah. And then also during the week, pretty much every day, I kind of want to have a battle video. So hopefully 7 battle videos a week. They're pretty easy to make nowadays. I kind of got everything down, and I don't know, they're just not that complicated. So I'd love to have one of those out every single day. And then beyond that, just some random videos throughout the week. I do want to get into the Battlefield 1 zone. I do have a few videos planned for that. So kind of just speculation on that new game. I'm a really big fan of Battlefield, so hopefully that. As well as I would like to do some more singular videos that go more in depth. So maybe a, one of these mods, like the harpoon mod or the throwing weapons mod, make a video just on the throwing weapons mod. I almost did it this week, but time constraints obviously, but hopefully next week we can check that one out, or I'll make one of those, but we'll see. And then finally, I do think I want to start a Fallout 4 modded Let's Play, like maybe a modded survival Let's Play. I never actually played through the vanilla game myself. I made about, I don't know, halfway through. I had about 10 hours, 12 hours in, and so I'd love to do that, and then maybe have a few unique twists, like some battle videos and that, like battle videos within the campaign. So if the story provides, we could have a battle, let's say, between the Brotherhood of Steel and somebody else, and I'll actually participate in the battle in the campaign. I think that would just be a fun and unique twist that we could add to it. So we'll see what happens with that, and yeah, so summer is a lot of opportunity. Hopefully you guys are having a good break if you're in college, or hopefully you're looking forward to your break if you're still in high school or middle school even. But again, I thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all next time, and with some of these new videos. So see you later.